One of the most common requests that we get anytime we post a video is a gear setup video. 9 times out of 10, it's for a belt. We do plate carriers and things like that. Sometimes it's over the shirts or pants that we're wearing, but most of the time, most people want to know about our belt setups. Now, full transparency, a lot of what we do is completely working around officers. This is obviously not our duty setups. If it was, you'd be seeing handcuffs, tasers, things like that for SOPs of our department guidelines. This belt is set up more specifically around multifaceted approach. We're doing simunitions training. We're running things like out on a range. We do competition shooting. This is not perfect for any one specific setup. I want to clarify that before we get going, but most of the time people are asking, what's that specific pouch? Why are you running that there, et cetera, et cetera. This is all completely user preference. You may have a completely different mission basis that's dictating that you run something specific that we don't have. There are easily things that I could swap in and out of here if you told me I was doing something specific, and that tool would be necessary. So before we get into it, please understand this is a one-size-fits-all for multiple applications, but it's not perfect for any one typically. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Who is the belt maker that we're using? This is our second series of a belt. The first one that we were running is a little bit cheaper, for lack of a better term. It ran great. But this is kind of what we went to on our second generation, and it's met all of our needs pretty flawlessly for consistency. So we're typically running Sub-Second. Sub-Second was a company that we had seen. We really like the quality of their work and a lot of people's experience and reviews. So we looked at them. One of the things that we really liked about them, obviously, was that we have this D-ring here, but they have a really unique feature, and you can't see it because it's a lot of underneath our pouches, but it is there. There is actual webbing woven in between the MOLLE slats. Now, when I say webbing, I don't mean the MOLLE webbing. There's webbing that is stretchy. It's like an elastic band. You could stick a flashlight in there. You could stick a mag in there. It's extremely stretchy. We like the versatility of this. We know that we're not always going to be able to account for which kind of pouch we would need to carry a certain item. This is a little more versatile. It's not guaranteed, but it's an option. And why not have it if there's going to be a little bit of open space between different carriers? So the Sub-Second has served us extremely well. It's built extremely well. The inner belt is fantastic. The outer belt is rigid. It holds, it doesn't sag. We've been very happy with this product. All right, let's go ahead and move on. I like to run 3 mag carriers for my pistol. Why? I am very handgun oriented. We do rifle classes. We love rifle, things like that. But for a lot of police officers, we see them over prioritizing things like rifle work when the only firing solution that they're about guaranteed to ever have if they need it is a handgun. We are really big advocates of pushing for handgun usage. Therefore, I shoot a lot of handgun myself. I want to be extremely proficient, and I want to make sure that I can teach whenever it's requested of me. So I prioritize my pistol mags. If I'm going to prioritize more rifle mags, that's typically going to be on a vest. At that point, I know that I've gotten to my plate carrier, which is typically in the side or the back of my car, and I'm able to utilize my rifle also, so I'll be able to reload off of that. We're running S-tacks up front. On my first S-tack, I'm using the 45-degree angle. I'm sorry, the 75-degree angle one. I also have a 45. It's a good option. We're working with our body mechanics on that. Whenever you're typically going for a reload, the angle of this mag is more oriented back towards the natural path of your hand. We also opted to go for the magazine on the front catch. This thing is pretty powerful. You can stick most magnetized things to it, including magazines, and it will hold on there. All right. Why is this useful? Well, one, we like the idea of also versatility. We like things being multifaceted, for lack of a better term, modular. We can do a tack reload this way and retain a mag. We can take a multi-tool and slap it on there if there's urgency and we needed to get to a firing system without losing it. Anything magnetic, we're going to be able to stick to here and it's going to hold. It's just a useful option. For the last two, no, we didn't opt for the magnet on the front. It's not something we're overutilizing. I'm never seeing myself running out of that option. It's very rare that I use it, but I like it to be there when it is needed. So after we go from the S-tacks, we're going to the Haley Strategic Rifle Carrier. Why did we opt for this? Again, multifaceted approach. I like this thing to be able to do more than just one thing. This holds AR mags, it holds 308 mags. It can hold a variety of rifle-styled mags, not just specifically 5.56. I like the versatility in that. I wanted to make sure that anything I'm grabbing, if I do need to stow a mag, even if it's a unique caliber, that can be stowed on my belt. This is typically a faster reload, so we teach people to utilize this one first. The next thing that we're using is a Blue Force Gear dump pouch. We shoot competitions. We also teach people to maintain mags depending on the situation and environment. Knowing that that's going to be a factor, we wanted to have an expandable dump pouch. This thing is extremely small. It is not the best dump pouch on the market, not even close, but it works. We're not seeing ourselves overutilizing these things, but I like having it as an option. I don't only have to keep magazines in there. If you're finding sensitive material, whatever your profession is, and you just need something that can carry a large amount of items, it does cinch up at the top. Again, it doesn't have the natural flaps that are going to keep things from coming out. You'll have to cinch it. Therefore, you'll have a hard time putting things back in once it's secured. But it is an option, and we had the space on here, so we're going to maintain that. The next thing that we have is a Terra-B med kit. I believe this is their medium-sized pouch. I've heard different reviews, mixed bag reviews on this from user-end experience. I like it a lot. The main concerns that people end up having is there's not a lot of Velcro that's holding this system in here. This is a breakaway system. We can do a review on this later. You pull that out, it has everything that's necessary inside of it. However, I like how compact this is. It's not massive. It's able to be pretty concealed. It's not getting in my way when I'm sitting down in a vehicle and doing vehicle work. When we're running through shoot houses and things, I'm not finding myself bumping into things or noticing that it's in my way. We're also able to fall back and shoot prone, things like that. Even if we fall on our back and have to make an engagement between our feet and legs, this is something that's not typically kicking us one direction or another. It's very centrally located and it has a lot of surface area. My personal opinion on the Terra-B is I like it a lot. If I build another belt, I'm definitely going to get another one of these. But Coyote Tactical Solutions has some things that you can look at, different options you can look at. Take the time to figure out what works for you and grab it. Just because we're running it doesn't mean it's perfect. All right. The next thing that we're running right here is the close quarter tool. It's the close quarter Tanto by Ronin Tactics. I don't even know that these are for sale anymore. I just love the low profile of it. Understand this is completely user opinion. The way this is set up from start to finish, like I said, is completely subjective based off your mission, so to speak, and it's all preference. Can you easily replace this with trauma shears, the Raptor trauma shears, or a multi-tool, or something that's going to suit you? Absolutely. We like having it. What you'll end up seeing me use this for 9 times out of 10 on a normal range day is literally hanging my muffs off of it. It's one of those things. I like having a knife with me. It's something that I like having on my belt. It is completely my opinion and preference. There's no wrong answer to change that out. It's not a problem at all. Moving on down, we're running a Safari Land. We did get ours covered on this. This is for Glock. Shadow Systems is in it now. We are utilizing a True North Concepts to keep that onto the belt. We really like the modularity of the True North Concepts. It works extremely well. Highly recommend it to people if you're trying to lower that profile of what you're seeing on your belt. Last but certainly not least, probably one of the most critical components is going to be the Soil Eater. The Soil Eater, I believe this is the version 2. Please don't quote me on that. It's holding a Cat Gen 7, and we are utilizing this marker all the time. It's very rare that we're riding on tourniquets with it. We're usually scoring cardboard with it, just for full transparency. We are a training group. We train a lot. We try to utilize our gear. This has been shifted around from time to time. But currently, given the fact that we're doing a lot of vehicle work, we're doing a lot of CQB work, things like that, we have backed out a lot and made sure that it can cover all the bases of what we're training or teaching and that it's not in our way. This is our most advantageous setup right now as it stands. Things could change within a year, totally situationally dependent. But we wanted to get on screen, let you guys actually see the layouts. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, anything, reach out to us. Doesn't even have to be on the video itself. You can privately message us. We don't have a problem answering questions. This is not a challenge. It's not a competition. This is just simply a review for us to put information in your hands, and you can do with it what you will. We appreciate your time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys again soon.